What if I told you that one of the most feared moments for German tank crews in North Africa did not come from British artillery, did not come from air power, but from a single infantry weapon? A rifle so large, so crude, and so violently powerful that many believed it never belonged on a battlefield at all. What if I told you this rifle was already considered obsolete before it ever fired its most important shots? And what if I told you that this so-called outdated weapon forced one of Germany's greatest generals, Erwin Rommel, to change the way his army fought? Before we talk about the rifle, we need to understand the battlefield where it made history. North Africa, endless desert, blinding sun, heat that crushed both man and machine, and tanks everywhere. At the beginning of the Second World War, German armored units moved fast, hit hard, and rarely stopped. Their doctrine was simple: speed, shock, and overwhelming force. British infantry units often found themselves watching enemy tanks advance with little more than rifles and courage. But courage alone does not stop steel. This was Britain's nightmare. German tanks were improving faster than British weapons could keep up. Early anti-tank guns were heavy, slow to deploy, and nearly impossible to move quickly with advancing infantry. So Britain faced a brutal question. How do you give a single soldier the power to stop a tank? The answer would be controversial, crude, violent, and terrifying to fire. This is where the story truly begins. The boy's anti-tank rifle, a weapon so massive that soldiers jokingly called it the elephant gun. At first glance, it looked less like a rifle and more like a piece of artillery someone forgot to finish, nearly 5 feet long, weighing over 35 pounds, chambered in a brutal .55 caliber round. This was not a weapon you fired casually. And here's the part no one likes to talk about. The boy's rifle punished the man firing it. The recoil was savage. Broken collarbones were common. Shoulders were shattered. Teeth were knocked loose. Some soldiers feared the rifle almost as much as the enemy. But when German tanks appeared on the horizon, this was often the only answer. And despite everything, despite the pain, despite the fear, the rifle worked. At the right range against early German light tanks, the boy's rifle could penetrate armor, not by blowing tanks apart, but by targeting their weakest points: engine blocks, vision ports, tracks, fuel systems. One well-placed shot could turn a fast-moving tank into a burning metal coffin, and this is the moment the Germans didn't expect. Tank crews began reporting something disturbing. British infantry were engaging armored vehicles from distances that felt impossible. These weren't artillery hits. They weren't mines. They were rifle shots. A single soldier lying in the sand, bracing for bone-crushing recoil, pulling the trigger as a tank bore down on him. Fear began to spread, and this fear reached the highest levels of command. Erwin Rommel. Rommel believed in speed and aggression, but speed only works when infantry feels safe behind armor. Reports reached his headquarters. German tanks were being disabled before reaching British lines. Tank commanders slowed down. Infantry hesitated. Confidence cracked. Rommel responded the only way a great commander could. He adapted. Greater infantry screening, increased distance from enemy lines, more caution where none had existed before. An obsolete rifle had done something extraordinary. It forced one of history's greatest generals to rethink his tactics. But history is never kind to temporary solutions. As the war progressed, tank armor grew thicker. Speed increased. Battlefield roles evolved. The boy's rifle could no longer keep up. New weapons replaced it. Piat launchers, improved anti-tank guns, rocket-based systems. The elephant gun quietly disappeared, yet its legacy remains. For a brief, critical moment, this rifle gave infantry a fighting chance. It bought time, it slowed momentum, it forced caution where confidence once ruled. And sometimes, that is enough to change the course of a campaign. So the next time someone calls a weapon obsolete, remember this story. Remember that war is not decided by perfection, but by timing. And remember that once, in the burning sands of North Africa, a single rifle made one of history's greatest generals stop and rethink everything. If you enjoyed this story and want more hidden moments from history, make sure to like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more powerful, untold war stories. And share this with someone who thinks one soldier can't change history. Because sometimes, one trigger pull is enough.